A very good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Alan Zuki and welcome to World Cup Extra. And what a night it was as the mighty Atlas Lions of Morocco soared into the round of 16 with an emphatic win over Netherlands in post-match penalty shootout. This is what the beautiful game is all about. This is why we love the World Cup. And also in other news, the Samba boys of Brazil once again showcased their impeccable class in the world stage, overpowering Japan 2-1 to advance into the round of 16. And the biggest surprise of the night, the Germans were sent home after their rivals Paraguay secured their win on post-match penalties. This and much more is going to follow here. But first, we have the question of the day, whereby we ask you today, Côte d'Ivoire take on their rivals Norway. What is your prediction for that match tonight? Côte d'Ivoire take on Norway tonight. What is your prediction? All you have to do is send us a message on WhatsApp to the number on that screen. And also you can reach us through all our social media platforms. And even better, you can even give us a call or even send a short WhatsApp video, a short audio, and we'll play it right here. However, in studio to discuss that, I am not alone, because to my left, I am joined by the one and only Kuria Hernandez in the building. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having
me. Thank you. Right next to her, we have the one and only Lawrence Kuria. Thank you for joining me right here in studio. Well, a big day yesterday, a big day for Africa, the Moroccan Atlas Lions showing their class in the world stage. That was probably the highlight fixture of the round of 32. And Morocco showcased their class, after going 1-0 down and coming back 1-1 right at the dead thanks to Issa Diop, and even going on to win the on post-match penalties. Just, Hernandez, just walk me through the Morocco performance. That is one of the performances where you say, one for the history books. That is why we love the beautiful game. That is why we love the World Cup. So, in your own opinion, how good were Morocco yesterday night?
They did. Thank you for having me. I am proud. I think everyone else is, as much as Africa is concerned. The performance that Morocco put up was one for the books. And I think everyone can agree with me. Despite Netherlands changing their game style, that was not Morocco's problem. It is their coach's problem. And I think Morocco, withstanding whatever Netherlands were throwing at them, they actually kept the second half was all Morocco. So it's like Netherlands were playing for the penalty shootout, which is very. I think it's very awkward, because if you look back at their history, they've been knocked out by penalty shootout so many times. I think this is the third time now. And I think I've just seen Ronald Koeman has stepped down. I think that was boiling up. That was boiling, and it was going to happen. It was inevitable. But I think this is Morocco making a statement that 2022 was not a fluke, and they actually belong in the big stage. Yeah.
Joseph, Joseph Kuria, coming into this game, Cody Gakpo unfortunately lost his unborn child. Quite an unfortunate tragedy, but some things are quite bigger than football. They say football is a beautiful game, but there's some things that are quite big. And yesterday, we saw Cody Gakpo score a very important goal, a goal of pure emotions. We saw the teammates celebrate with him. Just talk me through the emotion as a player, the maturity, the intelligence you have to have as a player to lose your child just a few days before and go on in the biggest world stage with millions watching across the world and still be able to produce such a performance and even score a goal. Just talk me through how much courage and heart that takes.
We've seen Doku go. It's courage, maturity on the highest level. It's unfortunately that Netherlands lost that game. However, Morocco played their game as well. And I'm amazed that you mentioned Koeman. Koeman, after the second penalty, he knew he was losing.
The expression.
He knew the expression
you could see it on the face.
You could see it.
Exactly.
He was losing.
Maybe because of his experience,
Exactly.
Quite around.
Exactly. So it was about Netherlands to finish the game within 90 minutes. However, we have to give Morocco their due.
Exactly.
Because they've pushed. We saw Morocco is the first team to get to a semi-final, first African team to get to the semi-final. last time we were talking, I think Morocco might get to the final. I'm not so sure. Gapco, unfortunately, it's hard.
Unfortunate,
It's hard.
yeah.
It's
If
hard.
I may add to that,
Exactly.
I think Ronald Koeman was asked during a press conference, can a team actually practice for penalties? And I think now I get his response. They said you cannot fully practice for penalties because
It's a game of luck.
It's a game of luck, and it all depends on the players and the mental state they're going to be, where they're going to play. Today, they won both the tosses. They won who's going to start where they're going to play it.
Yep.
So, and then half of the players that took the penalties were off the bench. Fresh legs, you could have guessed they would have scored. So is it a case of Netherlands not having good penalty shootout since 2006
Exactly.
until now, or you just can't practice for penalty shootouts?
You can't
Exactly.
practice for penalty shootouts. Look at Kai Havertz.
Exactly.
One of the
Best penalty takers. Ice cold for the penalty spot.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately.
yesterday, unfortunately,
Now,
so you can't practice.
just to speak about Netherlands for a bit, for the past World Cups in 2010, they got
Final.
they got disqualified. They got knocked out in the final against Spain. They lost in the extra time thanks to an Andres Iniesta goal right at the dead in South Africa. In 2014, they had arguably one of the best squads on paper. They had Robin van Persie, they had Arjen Robben, they had Dali Blind, some of the best players, and still they went on to get eliminated in the quarterfinals by Argentina 4-2 on penalties. In 2018, they did not qualify for the tournament. In 2022, however, they were also eliminated once again in the quarterfinals by Argentina. So, Hernandez, when you look at Netherlands, is it a game of bad luck? Because on paper, they play a very beautiful game. And you look at the names there, you look at Memphis Depay, you look at Dumfries, you look at Virgil van Dijk, you look at all the players they have, Gravenberch. These are players who are known all over the world, players who play at the highest level. Now, when it comes to this big stage, and the world is watching and they play a beautiful game, however, they cannot score the goal and end up going for penalty shootouts. Do you think it comes down to luck, or is it just a question of the players not, having the confidence and the desire inside them to win the game?
When we were starting the show this week, I said Netherlands. One thing about Netherlands, sorry, they're gonna sell you hope.
Exactly.
And most of the time, it's usually
I
false
agree
hope.
about that.
Exactly. Wanakuonjesha.
Yeah, it's that team that will come very close, yet so far. But I usually say luck is part of the game. If you do not have luck, I don't think you're going to go far. But they did everything right. But anyway, why would you switch a winning squad, the formation that they played? They went with the back five. Why would you do that? They have hitters on the bench. And they also brought some players I thought Ake would start that game.
I feel like,
Yeah, and Rangers would have come in the second half to give them something. They were completely dominated. So as much as we're saying they have big names on paper, we shouldn't take credit from Morocco because, this was their games and they threw it away.
But I feel from the tactical point of view, for Koeman, he tried to go with a back five, mainly because, for Morocco, they attack through the wing backs because Mazrui and Hakimi, they are flyers. They're gonna run down the line. So I do understand where Koeman is coming from, but can you really blame him? Because defense wins you tournament. Everyone has a good attack. Brazil have a
They
good
say
attack.
that,
Spain have a good attack. But defense wins tournaments.
Mourinho said the worst mistake you'll ever make is adopting to your opponent's playing style. So they adopted to Morocco's, knowing Morocco play very high, yes? So that's why they went with a back five, and look where it got them.
But it almost worked because if not inside Europe, right at the dead.
If you say almost, Netherlands.
Look, the game is evolving.
Exactly.
Football is evolving. You have to decide your style of play. However, do not, like she's saying, never adapt to your opponent's play style. Because the moment you adapt to your opponent's play style, that is where you lose it.
So both of you are agreeing that Ronald Koeman should have gone all heads.
All heads.
Well, they were winning. Why weren't they winning?
You have to win.
But
round of 32, you have to
picture
win.
this, yeah? Picture this. He goes with an attacking squad, and then that gives spaces for Morocco, who are very fast players. like
It's okay.
Saibari.
It would have
Fine.
It would have been a high-scoring game,
Yeah.
and maybe they would have won by 1.
Okay.
Say 4-3, 3-2.
Look at the game of Bayern versus PSG.
Yeah.
The first leg, it was a high-scoring game. Attack them, push your opponent. The moment you adapt, like she's saying,
Exactly.
you adapt to
End-to-end
this
action, high-octane action, exactly.
Yeah, high-octane action.
And let the best team win.
Let the best team win. Let the best team win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Hernandez, speaking of Morocco, we saw players like Saibari showcase their class. I'm looking at them on paper. You might underrate them. You might look at them and say, they're not the best team yet. But still, when you look at the players they have, the like of Unai, Saibari, these are players who are state of the art, players who have played for the best teams, not the top teams, but the best teams in Europe. So what did you make of the Morocco squad and the tactical formation ahead of the match?
Saibari is having quite the tournament and quite the time because he just signed for Bayern.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yesterday he played almost 3 different positions. But I think his best one was as a 10. The number 10 had like 3 players, but I think he's the one who executed 8 the best. If you look at the Moroccan squad, I talked about Bouadi before this game, and he actually came clutch. Another thing is the Moroccan substitutes. They really worked. The likes of Salah Eddin, he put in a shift because I think he almost took out 2 Dutch players within 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And that is exactly why he was put there. He's actually showcased, he's a white African, yeah? Very physical, and I liked they understood the assignment. So I am very pleased, and I think many of them are going to break the market. Here, we saw Unahi last World Cup, and now we have Bouadi, and I expect not less than 3 players. They're going to play in the big European leagues.
Joseph Saibari scored the opener against Haiti. In the second game, he scored the equalizer. And in that game against Scotland, he scored the winner. And then now he scores the most decisive penalty. And then we saw the warm embrace with his mother after the game. Just talk me through the rise of this player. He's a player coming into the tournament. We're expecting him maybe to come off the bench because we're expecting the likes of, Rahimi to start maybe. But the coach has shown full confidence on Saibari. What do you think is going to become in the future? Is it going to be World Cup tax, or are we going to see him, shine at Bayern Munich?
I think this is a player who's performing in big stages, and I also think at Bayern he will perform. He's confident, definitely. Look at his style of play. Such a young player, his style of play, how he comes up on big stages.
He can also evolve in different positions.
Exactly. That is what gives confidence to coaches and everything. So right now, I think at Bayern, he will perform. Probably he will win a player of the tournament if Morocco gets to the finals.
But at Bayern, who is he going to play in place?
Okay, we'll discuss that much later in this show. So now let's focus on the World Cup. Right here I have.
I had to.
He might be a player of the tournament if Messi doesn't get to the finals.
That's a long shot.
A breakout player of the tournament. I feel like when we say he's going to be the player of the tournament,
exactly,
he's not there yet.
Exactly.
He is good, but we already have some big names there. Mbappe,
exactly.
Messi.
Now,
maybe breakout.
Exactly. Now for me,
we're talking about
1 minute. We're going to go back there.
We're talking about the names.
We're going to go back there. I know you're wondering whose voice is that. Well, on set rather, we are joined by the one and only Sharon Malik, looking pretty as ever. This is why you look at her and you say, Mungu Fundi, how see you? Well, thank you for joining us, Sharon, very much. Before we go back to the Saibari conversation, we have Weekly for Gutu from Gikomba Market. He's saying Ivory Coast will win today. Remember, the question of the day is Ivory Coast take on Norway tonight. What is your prediction rather? Who will win, who will draw, or rather will it be an extra time game? Well, Sharon, now that you've joined us, you're speaking about Saibari. I quoted you saying you have players like Lionel Messi who have already showcased their class, but Saibari is trying to. So you're saying he cannot win player of the tournament. Just give me the context of that. Because if he goes to the final and Messi does not go to the final, or Vinicius or Mbappe, then he might be a contender. We can call him a contender. Don't you agree?
I do agree, but I do not think at the moment I will put him in the elite. Just not yet. Because when I'm looking at, the game we have tonight, we have Ivory Coast play Norway, right? We have Yan Diomande. He's also a breakout player.
Yeah.
But what has the output of Yan Diomande been? Because he's not putting in the goals, remember?
He's not putting in the goals. But when we also look at what he's doing,
the gameplay,
his work rate.
No. I'll have to disagree with you on that one. Simply because, let me take you back to 2018. The best player on that tournament, you can argue with anyone, was Eden Hazard. But who did the golden ball go to? It went to Luka Modric. But we do know Eden Hazard totally dominated goals, assists, and the gameplay.
Even
he made France run for their money.
But how far did Croatia get?
Final.
The Croatia got to the final, but Belgium was that place. That is why I'm saying for Yan Diomande, actually, he might not even get nominated for any award because I do not see Ivory Coast going the whole way. Or do you disagree?
I do disagree because I am still for the opinion of breakout player. Breakout player. You guys are all about player of the season, quote unquote. That's still too far-fetched.
A player that is stepping up when it matters.
I'm not putting him
there. I think I understand what she's saying. She's saying a player who has, come to the stage and made his name known. But also remember, this is also Lamine Yamal's first World Cup. So he can't be considered as a breakout player.
Haaland as well.
No, he can't. For Lamine, I think he'll come under a young player of the tournament, like Mbappe, during his time. Again, I believe what also gives them that is the clubs they are playing for. Okay?
Okay.
Before this World Cup, barely did we ever hear about Diomande.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I did.
Okay. I feel like football fans might have a different opinion for that.
Yeah.
But not many.
It will be like Ronaldo and Messi, because many people started knowing him when he was at Leipzig or even when he was rejected at Chelsea during the trials. But I understand where you're coming from.
Tell me, how many people watch Leipzig? You tell me.
Okay, here in Kenya.
How many people watch Leipzig?
Many football fans. All of us. Even the people in studio are saying
I projected him to win a young player of the tournament in Bundesliga, and he actually did.
Okay. Now let's go back to Morocco because she's wearing a Norway shirt. And now that Morocco have qualified, they take on Canada in the round of 16. Heading into this game, I feel like Morocco might look at it and say, this one, tunachinja uwa. Because yes, Canada have the home advantage, but I'm looking at them and I'm comparing them to Morocco. I'm thinking Morocco have the better side on paper.
Definitely.
So what do you guys think, of course, starting with you, Joseph?
On paper, Morocco wako sawa.
Exactly.
However,
home supporters.
Canada wanacheza watu 12.
What do you mean?
It's different.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Fans, they have the home advantage.
And remember now they'll be at home.
Remember, they also want to play for Kone.
Exactly.
They also want to win for Kone.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking we might underrate Canada at this point. I remember the first time ilikuwa USA wako juu, then Mexico wako juu, USA, then Canada. However, Canada wanted to surprise.
Exactly.
So I think I tend to think Canada might. It's a team to surprise for you.
And them being there already is already an achievement for them.
Yep.
And I think Morocco's worst idea is coming into this game thinking Canada do not belong there.
Exactly.
So they shouldn't underestimate Canada. Just like he has said, they're playing with a 12th man. And the teamwork that they played with versus South Africa, I think if it remains the same, they're gonna have to bring problems to Morocco. Yeah.
My director in my ear is telling me to tell you the truth that Canada inapigwa in 90 minutes.
I was gonna tell you that, but still, it's not a walk in the park.
Let me tell you, it's not a walk in the park.
Exactly.
Angalia World Cup. Jana Brazil kidogo hivi wasurprise na Japan. Kidogo tu.
Okay, now.
So it's not.
With all said and done, Morocco are gonna beat Canada.
Okay, Sharon. Of course. Now tell me, because I feel like you have the different opinions. Surprise me. Maybe you can tell me Canada will win.
No, I feel like they have grit. Grit in terms of they're very tenacious. They're going at the game till.
But that comes with the home supporters.
Yes, but apart from the support, it also has to be something which is fostered within the team. All right. I do not think Morocco is going to go against Canada thinking Canada are not good.
Exactly.
I really do not think. So let's remove that idea from our heads that Morocco will go there thinking, Canada is easy. It's not an easy go. Because the fact that they have faced Netherlands and they're like, okay. So going against Canada will be tough. Definitely home advantage, like you mentioned, is big for Mexico, Canada, and USA. But still, again, when it comes to individual quality, I will say Morocco have it. Because I'm realizing the World Cup right now, cutthroat is, do you have individual quality?
Because when it comes to coming to the knockout stages, it's all about the quality you have. Anyway, if we stay on Morocco, we can talk about Morocco probably forever. And remember, the question of the day asked you, Ivory Coast is locking arms with Norway tonight. Who do you think will win? You can share with us your prediction on the WhatsApp number, and also you can send us a short video, short audio, and also you can even call us live right here on studio. Now, up next, Joseph, yesterday, Brazil nicked it right at the dead. I'm talking about Masaya Kulala Salama. And we saw Gabriel Martinelli come on and score the winning goal. Probably a lucky goal because it came out
like
of
Martinelli.
Japan. It's a good goal. No.
Is he a national fan?
Yeah, of course he is.
Okay.
I'm not done. Okay, we can say, the goal was well taken, but it came off a Kamada mistake. Kamada, the Crystal Palace player. Yep. But Brazil yesterday, if you watch that game, the whole of 90 minutes, they were not at their best. They struggled. It was like they were looking for ideas out of nowhere. You could see it in Carlo Ancelotti. I know he tries to be nonchalant, but you could feel the tension with 30 minutes to go. You could see they were struggling to create. Yes, Vinicius was playing very good football. However, outside Vinicius, Matheus Cunha struggled. He was nowhere to be seen on the ground.
He was actually glad to be substituted.
I think he actually rejoiced. But now they went on and won 2-1. Now, just speak to me about the entire game. Give me your view. Does Brazil really have it in them to go all the way?
I don't think so. Brazil somewhere tu hapo watachapo. Hatujui watachapo na nani. Because if you look at how Japan, we know they have the pressure. They push the game. They are quick, they are fast. Wana push game yako. So Brazil jana, you are talking about individual talent. And that is where, now let us discuss about individual talent. We have Vinicius. We have very good players. Gabriel, Martinelli,
but
of course.
There's no team
However,
cohesion.
there's no team cohesion.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, and that is where Brazil is losing it. Carlo Ancelotti, a very top team coach. However, he's not ameshindwa kuorganize hiyo team yake.
Okay.
So, if Brazil wapatane na team kama even Cape Verde.
Unasema Cape Verde inachinja Brazil.
This is blasphemy. This is what we call blasphemy.
No. In the World Cup, everything is possible.
In this World Cup, we've seen things happen.
Exactly.
Curacao coming for the first time and scoring a goal. Haiti winning a game. So I think Brazil doesn't have what it takes to get to the finals.
Hernandez, just before you weigh in, just before the World Cup, we saw Ancelotti take a bold move to leave out João Pedro. And he went in and brought in the Brentford striker, Igor Thiago, who had a terrific season, by the way. However, during the friendly matches, he experimented with him. And in makosa. Like, I'm sure he's regretting it. Even better, we've seen him strike Cunha as a striker. It worked for the first games. But yesterday it showed in such a tight game with a terrific defense, Cunha is not a striker. He's not a number 9. He's not an outright number 9. He's more of a playing off the left side or playing off the striker.
Or maybe Japan was just really good.
Now the question is, will Carlo Ancelotti regret his decision to leave out João Pedro, who is an outright number 9? And what can they do about that heading to the next stage? Because up next, Norway or Ivory Coast lay in wait. All of them have very good defense. So will Carlo Ancelotti regret his choice?
Are they allowed to recall players?
Exactly.
Are they?
No, you can't.
You can't?
You can't recall a player once
you play your first game.
Team sheet.
Once you play your first game.
Not even the first game.
But you can replace if someone gets an injury before the first game. Right. England had not played. So that's why we saw Chalobah. But once you go on the pitch and you step on the pitch, you cannot recall a player. Exactly. It's done and dusted. Exactly.
I don't think so.
And even under other circumstances, when the tournament starts, unless it's injury, you're not allowed to recall a player.
Exactly.
okay.
Ukipeana team sheet imeenda.
I
Exactly.
don't think Ancelotti is going to regret it. Why? I think even if they lose, he's going to lose his way. Do you see what happens to the Netherlands?
Exactly.
Ibrahimovic said, you'd rather lose but lose playing your style. So I don't think he's going to go back to his word and like, oh, I wish I called Joe Pedro. As much as we know that he's missing in that front line, you know? So I don't think he's going to regret. And it's Ancelotti. He's very stubborn. I don't think you're even going to get him in the media saying something.
I agree with Nduta a lot of things, but on this one, I choose to disagree because Ancelotti is a very
Experienced coach.
There's no way Ancelotti would pick a team that hayuko sure nayo. Alafu Ancelotti hawezi kubali kulose. But on this one, he's noticing alifumble. I think ana notice alifumble, but unfortunately hakuna kitu anaweza fanya.
I can see Sharon is salivating. Just talk. Toa ikutoke. Umekuwa kishake.
Well, I think nakubaliana na point yenu sana. Definitely, him not picking Joe Pedro was such a wrong move. As a Chelsea fan, and I'm as a Chelsea fan, Joe Pedro, based off the friendlies we've played and the qualifications they played, he was
the
top
best
man.
player.
He was top man. Top
But
man.
now, yesterday's match, Japan almost took Brazil to extra time. If not for Kamada missed pass at the 92nd minute.
Tanaka.
Martinelli.
Was it?
Exactly. No, of course. No.
Before we get to
No. Before you get there, but okay, let's make him happy. It was a good finish. No,
It really was.
It was a Martinelli finish.
having that composure in the box in the last minute, it's pure. It's that's how Martinelli scores. Of
But
course.
angeuza hiyo bado tungesema tu.
But let me
Pressure
ask you,
game.
Yeah.
looking at the game, you know, we saw the game. We saw Japan. We saw Japan showcase their class. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we saw them, you know, play their best football, and they almost had them. Heartbreaking loss, but you know, Japan has not ever won a knockout football game, but they almost did it against the 5-time champions. So what is wrong with Brazil? Does it come to the tactical approach, or does it come from, you know, the team cohesion? Because they do lack the quality. With Neymar not there, because they say Neymar is like the engine of the game. He comes for the ball. Do they miss Neymar? Will we see Neymar play? Is it tactical approach? What is it? What is wrong with Brazil? Because I have watched Brazil for almost 5 World Cups. What I saw yesterday was not Brazil. It was Arambe Stars in yellow t-shirts. So tell me, what is going on?
So hata kwa pitch, mimi niliona mafans wameinua nini ya Ronaldinho and Ronaldo.
Exactly.
So they were going crazy in the stands.
they
Oh my
missed them.
God.
They missed those stars, the talent itself. 1 hour miss.
And I don't think in yesterday's game they missed Neymar.
No, they don't.
They
I don't
did
even
not.
think they do miss him.
Yeah, I actually predicted he would actually start.
He shouldn't even have been called. I'm sorry. The Neymar we have currently will not. Okay, sawa. Aliingia ile game ya juzi. He did a lot of nothing.
Because that was his first time in a long time. You know, it takes time. He's still human.
So,
but let me tell you.
Ancelotti alifanya nini kumuita?
Exactly. Miss Katai.
Wachana na yeye, chukua mchezaji mwingine.
Let's breathe in and out, you know? Before nikasirika nichukue break. So, let me tell you, picture yourself in Ancelotti's situation. The whole country, the whole world is waiting for you to call Neymar. And then you go ahead and not call Neymar. And then in the round of 16, upuwe kiboko, and then you're asked, why is Neymar? But now, let me tell you, this is what we call a political decision. He picked Neymar because he knew the momentum would go up. Let me tell you, what happened yesterday when, the other week when Neymar joined in as a substitute, the whole stadium went crazy. In fact, I took off my shirt and I was somewhere I get the right. And I'm telling you, no, it's not about
Ni kama mimi.
It's about
Mbappe ako nje, aingie.
It's about the spirit and the joy Neymar brings to the people.
Okay.
So are you telling me the game yesterday that clearly lacked quality from Brazil did not miss Neymar? Is that what you guys are saying?
This is what happened. If you look at the first half, Japan's defense line was very tenacious. So the big problem with Brazil, they couldn't break the line.
Because they lacked a player with Neymar's quality.
No, listen. If they had players like Rafinha who could actually cross the ball, Neymar would have done his theatrics and could have probably missed a chance or two. But imagine if that was João Pedro. I don't think you've watched Neymar play recently.
Okay, are you guys comparing João Pedro to Neymar?
No.
No.
Yeah, currently, actually.
Currently, yes.
Nitapata break.
No,
Comparing
currently
our
you
Indonesia.
Currently, you can. We're not talking about anything previous.
Yeah.
Coming to this tournament,
Yep.
would you have picked Neymar or João Pedro?
As Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picked both.
No.
And accommodate both in the same
I think
game?
best
Because let me tell you, João Pedro is an outright striker, number 9.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I play Neymar behind him, Vinicius to my right side, even the other team, I win that game. I win that game.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Japan, because I feel like we're all about, what did Brazil do wrong? What did Brazil do right? Japan did extremely well. All right? Low block defense.
The counter attack.
Exactly.
Pressure.
You'd even see their tactical brigade.
Yep.
You will see. The only thing that missed for Japan, while they have closed on some gaps, there's still a gap that was missing. Quality players.
And that comes with the injury to Takefusa Kubo.
Yeah.
Minamino was not in the tournament.
Endo,
Taru.
Mitoma was not in the tournament.
See?
Endo was injured.
Yeah.
I feel like they lacked 4. Actually, those 4 are the best players in the team. And they still went head-to-head with 5-time champions.
That's the thing.
So it's quite sad to see a team like that bow out like that.
Bow
They
out like
deserved
that.
at least an extra time or penalties. One for the gods at least. It's quite heartbreaking.
Totally. So you see, Japan did all that they needed to do. Then came second half. I think when they went into the changing room, Ancelotti told something to
Yeah.
those guys. Because when they came out, if I'm going to be honest, second half
Totally
was
different
purely
game.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Brazil took
Samba
over.
football.
All right? Then now I think they realized, you know what? It's for us. It's for the nation. First half, Vinicius wanted to score his own goal, ran his own goal,
Tricks, yeah.
his own goal. But second half was like, you know what? No, it's Brazil at the end. So what are we doing? We're coming together. We are winning this game. And you'd see Neymar. Vamos, vamos, vamos. You'd see how he was rallying the boys. Then, boop. First
I
goal
think she's
came
a
in.
Brazil fan.
I tend to think so.
Yesterday, Igor Thiago, we saw Matheus Cunha substituted.
Yeah.
And then we saw in-camera player, we saw Paqueta taken out of the game, he was not in the game. And then we saw Hendrik, a teenager who was probably one of the highly rated talents in the world and has the ability to become one of the best
Doesn't
players.
play.
But
What do
he's
you
a game
mean?
He
changer.
doesn't play.
Yeah,
He's a game changer.
Let me
but
tell
I
you,
don't know.
yesterday, if not for Hendrik, he's the one who changed the game.
Yeah,
Even
true.
the other game,
He
it's
changed the game.
Endrick.
Sure.
If you're a game changer, he has the pace, he has the skill, and oh boy, that boy can
But
strike a
Ancelotti
ball.
doesn't like him. Let's be honest.
Yeah?
Ancelotti doesn't like him.
I don't think.
It's not
only
about liking, it's
Ancelotti.
about, it's about the
think
big
it's
stage.
only-
It's about the big stage, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I also
It's not the
don't
first
think.
time it's happening.
Yeah.
No, I get you, actually.
Even in Madrid.
But
as
Skia,
well. I don't think it's
Exactly.
Ancelotti.
No, it's Ancelotti because even when Ancelotti was there, Endrick was
But-
never called up. He barely made the first.
I feel like all of you are on Hendrik's side because even my director is telling
Yeah,
me
I am.
at Real Madrid, Ancelotti is still the one who loaned him out.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I knew where she's coming from because it's not the first time it's happening.
First time.
Yeah.
So, according to you guys, just before we take a short break, you have Igor Thiago, you have Matheus Cunha, and then you have Hendrik. Who do you start in the next game between either Norway and Ivory Coast? Who would be your best striker? Actually, give me your front three, each one of you, before you take a break.
Ryan, Vinicius, and of course, Cunha.
Cunha.
So you give me Vinicius as a centre forward.
No.
No.
As a left.
So he's a striker.
Cunha.
No, Cunha is in the middle.
You're very delulu. How about you?
Rafinha, Ryan, and then I can gamble.
Rafinha might not be back for that game.
Oh,
Rafinha might
sorry.
not be
Okay. We play Ryan, Vinicius, and God,
Cunha.
this is hard. But no, yeah, because it's not going to be Japan. But I'm gonna play Cunha still. Yeah.
How about you, Sharon? Are you going to agree with them or are you going to be different like me?
No, I think I'm going to take Ryan and Vinny on the sides, but I think I'm going to go with Endrick. Just give him a chance. Then let's see.
No, there are players who come from the bench for a reason.
Yeah.
So like in basketball, you're a sixth man. You're there, watch the game, how the game is going, and if
And then
this
come,
is
make a
not
change.
working, you come in,
Make a
do the
change.
changes that you saw
One
from
question
the
though.
bench.
Can Matheus Cunha not come off the bench?
He
also has impact. We have
What's
seen it
also
many
better?
times
Who
in
is
Manchester
better?
United.
Manchester
We've seen it many
United.
times
Who
in
is
Manchester
better
United.
coming from the bench? No, but this is totally different.
Okay,
It's
one
not
question.
club level.
One
But
question.
you've not seen Endrick start the game,
Player
guys.
starter.
Hatujaona Endrick akianza game pia. Utajuaje ni mbaya?
Ndio.
Utajuaje ni
Kuna player ni
Let me tell
starter.
you, the
Hakuna player sio
the
starter.
first game Drake started for Lyon, he was the best player on the pitch.
You had to. He had to.
So let me ask you,
He had to make a statement. I mean, it's my
It's fine,
debut,
it's fine. Naona
yo.
Kunya ni sawa. Ni sawa. But
Okay.
Hendrik, ningetaka Hendrik aanze. Ndio atuprove wrong. Kama
so,
nyumbani mbaya.
but this guy, let's not underestimate him. This guy is
Okay.
married, expecting a baby. So he has the
Yeah.
maturity.
Yeah.
You know when you could even see yesterday after the game, he went and grabbed the belly of the girlfriend and said, ka baby can come. No, this is a grown up. So I do feel like, okay, quick question: who is the better goal scorer, Kunya or Hendrik?
Kunya.
I think they bring two different profiles. I will
No,
not go
like
Kunya.
finishing. No, like
No, finish
Finish
it.
the game.
Still Hendrik for me. Still Hendrik. Tumeona Kunya muuza mani, kwani
Yeah,
ni uongo. Hapo kuna tumeona muuza mabao.
We'll continue with that after the break.
United fan, you can
Well,
say
ladies and
yourself.
gentlemen, don't forget the question of the day, whereby we ask you, what is your prediction for tonight's game between Norway and Ivory Coast? You can send us a message on WhatsApp. You can share a short video. You can also send a voice note. And even better, you can call in live and join us right here on TV47. However, for now, we're taking a quick short break, but we come back with much, much more.
Why is the water, man?
This is hidden.
Steam Energy Drink. Cool, refreshing taste. Recharges your body and mind. Energy to help you keep going. Celebrate with Kenya's favorite energy drink. Now available at your nearest shop. Get yours today. Power up. Game on.
Msimu wa soka iko on na Von iko tayari kusisimua kila dakika. Ukiwa na Von unaleta games sebuleni kwako, kuanzia runinga safi za kisasa hadi spika zenye sauti ya kusisimua. Shuhudia kila goli, kila save na kila shangwe kana kwamba uko uwanjani live. Tinga ofa hii special kwa kutembea von.co.ke sasa hivi. Von, designed to love.
With every drop of oil products delivered, we honor our mandate to power Kenya's growth and fuel the region's future.
Kutoka 11th June hadi 19th July, kila kitu inaweza ngoja. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Reconnect GOtv yako for only 999 shillings today. Only on GOtv.
10 creators, 10 teams, 1 stadium, 1 winner. This is Creator Cup 2026, a full-day experience bringing together football, entertainment, games, and pure fun. Watch your favorite creators step onto the pitch, battle it out, and entertain like never before. It all goes down on Sunday, 11th July 2026. Bring your friends, bring your energy, and be part of movement. Tickets are now available on M-Tickets. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to World Cup Extra. And before I go back to this crazy set of pundits, we have one of our very own, one of Kenya's most renowned journalists, who is currently in Boston, whereby the action took place yesterday when Paraguay stunned Germany to send them home. You know, it was an historic night for the Paraguayans. Joining us from Boston, we have the one and only Silva Kido.
Mambo vipi? Nakuja kwako, makala ni ya kombe la dunia 26. Nipo jijini Boston na tupo Boston Stadium. Kumbuka kwamba Boston Stadium wameweza kuhost mechi 5 kwa sasa, na leo hii itakuwa mechi ya 6 ambayo ni raundi ya 32, ukipenda round 32. Vile vile kuna mechi moja ambayo imebaki ambayo itakuwa ni quarter final ambayo itachezewa hapa Boston Stadium. Na ukitembea unasema Swahili siku zote, ukitembea
kwingi ni kuona mengi, na nimepatana na ndugu yangu. Huyu ndugu yangu kwa damu, ni ndugu yangu, ni Mkenya mwenzangu, nipo naye Boston Stadium, na imani amekuja kuona World Cup, na leo hii anapata experience yake ya kwanza. Ni mechi yake ya kwanza, imetengwa kwanza hapa Boston,
mechi yake ya kwanza.
Yeah.
Kwa wale ambao wanakutazama ndani ya TV47 wanataka kufahamu wewe ni Mkenya, unatokea wapi, unaishi Marekani, hebu jitambulishe kidogo.
Yeah, mimi najitambulisha kama site. Naishi hapa, natoka kutoka Kenya, natoka kutoka Kariobangi South ama Zimmerman. Na naishi hapa mjiji moja hapa Boston inaitwa Xtra. Na nimekuwa hapa over 25 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
25
years. So nakuja games za Patriots hapa.
Okay.
Lakini zai kuja game ya World Cup. Hii ni mara yangu ya kwanza wa game ya World Cup. Nimekuja hapa Chelsea kucheza na New England Revolution.
Okay.
Nilikuja hapa nikawatch a friendly match. That was like maybe 5-6 years ago.
5-6 years
yes.
Hebu tuelezee, mara ya kwanza Amerika wamejumlisha nations zingine, wamehost first ever World Cup, na wewe kwa mara yako ya kwanza uko ndani ya kombe la dunia. Unahisi hivi kama Mkenya kupata experience, ulijiandaaje ku make sure usikose fursa ya kuona kombe la dunia?
Nilitafuta tu tickets zikitolewa, natafuta tickets, nikapata chance ya kupata ticket online kwa FIFA app. And I was able to get two tickets. I had to bring my son to the game.
Wow.
And I wanted to experience that with my son, sababu nilikuwa hiyo age sikuwa na hiyo opportunity, so I'm giving him that opportunity, a chance na ata remember a lifetime. Wow. Hata kama nikienda atakumbuka.
Hebu tuambie kama Mkenya, tukigrow pale mtaani tulikuwa tunasikianga World Cup, tunaona kwa TV, kuna ile excitement ni FIFA World Cup, unaona Brazil, unaona Germany, unaona England, lakini leo hii World Cup una experience wewe, ukiangalia hiyo journey kuona kwa TV pale mtaani, kuja leo kuona live kwa stadium.
Mimi my journey 1990 ilikuwa World Cup yangu ya kwanza kuona. 1990
kwa TV mama?
Kwa TV. Na unajua kwa TV ilikuwa gani? Black and white. So niambie, that was my first experience to watch World Cup, a black and white television. Sasa niko hapa watching it live with my son. Wow. How great is that?
What a journey.
What a journey. Wow. What a journey.
Amazing sana. Wale ambao wanakutazama nyumbani, maybe kwa ufupi unaweza waambia nini? Kombe la dunia inasaidia nchi namna gani? Kama wa Kenya tunafaa kujifunza vipi? Sababu 27 tutakuwa na AFCON pale nyumbani pamoja, Uganda, Tanzania na Kenya.
The biggest thing ni organization. Organization na mkuwe na a very 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 good team of organization, communication na transportation. Unaona hapa tumekuja na train inakuja hapa every 15 minutes, inakuingiza kutoka kwa the South Station mpaka kwa airport. Wow. I mean mpaka kwa stadium ndani, mnaingia tu nothing, kila kitu imekagiwa wapi? Boston South Station. Ukikuja hapa tu kuingia tu
ndani. Wakenya ambao wanakutazama, naomba nikupe fursa watumie salamu watu wako Kariobangi, familia yako, jamaa.
My family there, my mom and my dad, my brother. I want to tell you that I'm having a very good experience here, and I wish all of you are here with me so we can watch this World Cup game. In World Cup game, it doesn't even matter. Is it a group game? Is it a knockout game? It doesn't matter. What matters is the experience. I hope next one we can go all together.
One day we will go together. Do you wish to see one day Kenya playing at the FIFA World Cup?
Of course. I wanted them to be here. You know why? This is the first time African nations have 10 countries.
Yes.
I wanted them this year. Cape Verde is there.
With a less population. Jamani, wa Kenya, it's high time. It's time.
It's high time. I give a shout out to Duncan Ochieng. I grew up with him in Zimmerman. He was a goalkeeper for Harambee Stars.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, he's my group up with him. Yeah, and Tusker. Yes, wow. Yes.
Unasabikia timu gani kwenye ligi ya Kenya?
Nilikuwa na Mathare United, but now si fully more. Labda Tusker sasa. Kenya Brewery.
Tusker umeshinda kikombe ya FKF Cup wanaingia kwenye CAF Confederation next season.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sijafollow sana mambo ya local Kenya. Now that much.
Asante sana, Mungu akulinde na furahi sana.
Thank you.
Na watazamaji wetu wa TV47, endelea kutazama TV47, tunakuletea makala ya kombe la dunia 26.
Asante sana Silva Kido. I hope you bring me something from there, because if you don't, unajua mahali tutapatana. Now that was the situation in Boston. I'm looking at that climate. I'm so envious of people who are there. Anyway, next year tutatuletea AFCON. Sisi hatuwezi afford World Cup. Tutakuwa hapa. Anyway, yesterday in Boston, we saw Paraguay stun Germany. And I'm going to say it out loud. Yes, all of us knew Germany were not up to class, but neither of us, a large population of football fans did not expect that Paraguay could actually stun Germany. What did you guys make of that? You know, it's one thing to lose on penalties, but before the penalty shootout, Boston executed their work. We could see the we could see the defensive line, we could see the attacking quality, and it was just so superb. Like, it was a pure team effort. They wanted to win, and they came to win, and they won. So the question is, were Paraguay too good yesterday night, or were Germany too poor? Actually, not yesterday night, today morning, because the game was at midnight. Yeah. Were Paraguay too good, or were Germany too poor? I've started with you a lot, Joseph, so let me start with Sharon.
Interesting. I think it was an interesting match. Just like you said, watu wengi hawakuwa wanafikiria Paraguay could have axed out Germany. But then again, that's the beauty of football, because Japan also came close. When you look at the Germany squad, while they got into that game yesterday, they had all it took to get to the finals. I kid you not. They have some great players. You have Musiala, you have Florian Wirtz, you have Kai Havertz, who just came from winning the Prem with Arsenal. And also, when you look at them defensively, they're not so bad. Neither were they also so good. They're just mid. All right. Then we're looking at the team they went against, South American teams. I'll tell you, Paraguay sit up there. Because when you look at the qualifications towards the World Cup, Paraguay did so well, immensely well.
Actually, one of the best teams alongside Ecuador.
Exactly. So yesterday, we saw that. And when you look at the stands, Germany had the most fans, actually. But when it comes down to teams from South America, for them, I think they play, passion. Like, they know where they're from, they know how hard it's been to get on the biggest stage, they give their best. But I'll tell you, Germany and like set pieces, they do not know how to defend set pieces. Unfortunately, they do not, and that's where they got.
Of course, Ananis, before you weigh in, yesterday we had a very special player score the goal for Paraguay. We had Julio Enciso, a player who came to Lime around Brighton, later went on to other teams, and now back under the Chelsea leadership group at Strasbourg on loan. So now I'm asking you, Hernandez, looking at that game, Paraguay on paper, you might look at them and wonder who some of these players are. But looking at some players like Julio Enciso, Miguel Almiron, these are players who have come to the Premier League and they have gone up against the very best. And yesterday you could see just how good Enciso and Almiron are. Now, I'm going to ask you this out blank. Yesterday, it was a very crazy decision by Nagelsmann to start Undav ahead of Musiala, because everyone thought Havertz was going to start at the number 9, and then you're going to have Musiala. They lacked that creative mind in the first half. They failed to create anything. In fact, Leroy Sané and Florian Wirtz were nowhere to be seen. So was it tactical management? Yes, okay.
Did you mention Wirtz?
Wirtz brought in the crosses, but other than
that's
that,
why he was there.
No, that was a subpar performance. Don't let him assist for you. Exactly. So tell me, did it come down to the tactical decisions, or did they just lack the quality that you're so used to with Germany, the likes of Marco Reus back then, Mario Götze, Miroslav Klose, Mario Gomez, Andre Schürrle, Thomas Müller, such players who could produce magic out of it. Yesterday on the pitch, there was no one who could produce that magic.
First of all, I'm still beefing with KPLC. They made me miss this game. I had to catch it later.
Kina power? Lakini waambie kando kwa DM.
But I am very pleased with Paraguay. Especially with the coach. If you look at Enciso, he had a very scrappy game, the previous game that he had. But how do you win a player back? How do you gain a player's confidence back? is giving him playtime. And that is exactly what happened yesterday. So Enciso performing yesterday was really, it's today, his performance really came in handy for Paraguay. Also, Germany, I remember me and Arocho predicting that game, and we said, if Havertz is the player you're looking out for, then you're not going anywhere. I think we have indicated, not that he didn't play well, but he also did overperform, you know? Yeah. I think we talked about the midfield pairing. I think ever since Schlotterbeck got injured, did you see Mencher get substituted in the 46th minute because he was nowhere to be found? They tried bringing in, who was he pairing?
Goretzka.
Goretzka. And I think Goretzka, pia football inaenda ikimtoka. Ishamtoka. Football is leaving him. He better leave football before he leaves him completely. But I think Germany have been living off their past performances. They've been
living off the 2014 tax.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Time got there. And I think Germany have underperforming for the past, you can even say it, not 10 years. 10 years, okay, 10 years is harsh.
It's a bit of a stretch.
You can say maybe 5 or 6 years. Because this is not the Germany that we were saying football is made in Germany. Is it still made in Germany?
No. Mundial. Football Mundial.
Joseph.
Yep. No.
Okay, Joseph, just before we wrap this up, you know, yesterday we saw, okay, we have someone from Homa Bay. Habari yako Absa? Amsha.
Salama.
Karibu sana kwenye show, unasikiaje?
Nasikia poa na watch live. Hiyo game kwanza, hiyo game ya Germany na Paraguay imeonyesha kwamba you never undermine anybody football.
Hapa hivi niko na warembo hapa na wamekuwa wakisema leo kuna game kubwa Cote d'Ivoire na Norway. Kwa msimamo wako nani atashinda hiyo game?
Hiyo game kwanza hii ya leo naona Norway wanaenda through.
Norway itapiga Ivory Coast.
Naona Norway. Haaland kwanza atakicheza.
Lakini sasa ni Haaland peke yake, hakuna service. So atapiga aje Ivory Coast? Iko na Diomande, Diallo, iko na wachezaji wa haiba.
Kwa sasa hivi naweza tu nikasema Norway, ukiangalia ngazi Norway wako juu kidogo kwa Ivory Coast, lakini hiyo ni prediction yangu.
Na wewe peke yako unashabikia timu gani hii World Cup?
Mimi nashabikia Brazil.
Jana mliponea, ulionaje game ya timu yenu?
Brazil nimefurahia na game yao kwanza.
Ulifurahia?
Nimefurahia game ya Brazil sababu ni watu wanaelewa, wana hiyo mambo.
Sasa nikuulize, wewe kama shabiki wa Brazil, una miss Neymar ama utaki Neymar acheze tena?
Acha tuseme tu ni muda wake umekwisha kucheza. Wacha tuone vichipukizi wale wako kiwanjani, akina Martinelli, akina Kuna hapo pia waonyeshe.
Alafu sasa tukimalizia, unajua Brazil qualify round of 16. The next team that you will be facing ni kati ya Ivory Coast na Norway. So Norway ikishinda leo wanapata na Brazil. Uko sure kama Norway itashinda mtawezana na Haaland?
Kwa sasa mimi niko sure sababu Brazil sasa ni timu wanajielewa, wamekuwepo hapo. Wakikutana tu na hiyo Norway, sidhani kama Norway watawezana na.
Haya, asante sana, usalimiane huko Homa Bay. Tukikuja tutakutembelea.
Haya, karibu sana baba.
Asante. Okay. Let's go back to what we were talking about, Paraguay. Yesterday, you know, I was talking to you about, you know, I was saving you for last because I know why. Yesterday when Germany and Paraguay went for the penalty shootout, we saw Jonathan Tah pull out a Gabriel Magalhaes.
I love what you're doing.
In fact, where is that ball?
But right after.
How did he? Okay, I don't know what is wrong. I think like it's a defender's mentality that you have to go for top corner. I think well Toyota bia kwa David Luiz, but like what?
You see, last time me nilisema Germany as much as mnataka kusema kina Nuer wako na experience or something, I don't think hii ni time yao. Anaweza kuwa 40 or something but hayuko.
Ni waliokuwa jana.
Tulia nikwambie. Hayuko. Haya, angalia taa alifanya nini? Kende alileta hiyo nini?
Nicholas kutoka Kericho. Nicholas, habari yako kwaje? Nicholas. Ni kama kidogo Kericho network ama umemkasirisha utaongelea nyua.
So Germany sidhani hii ilikuwa tournament yao so far. Paraguay like nani amesema, you see South American teams ni teams zinakuja na experience na nguvu. They play a certain kind of football, ile aggressive football. Hawakupei chance. There's no way wanakupea chance ati ufanye vile unataka. Then Germany, we've known Germany time ya Cruz, those players wenye unajua wanakutuma. Right now Germany, it was their time, waende tu watulie, tungoje Paraguay isonge.
But I also think it was very good of Almiron to bounce back
after the red card.
But they're looking at this,
by the way,
after the red card, for 45 minutes, they held on against Turkey. A Turkey with Aldagula.
Yeah.
A Turkey with
Kalanoglu.
Players who can strike the ball from as far as you want.
Yeah.
So after they scored the first goal, I knew like, Germany will have to struggle.
What a struggle.
There's also another aspect. I think teams in South America, they play tougher in tougher conditions than actually in the Euros.
Because there we have the high altitude.
The altitude, yeah. So they can adapt. Yeah, they can adapt to any weather right now.
Climate.
And I think that plays a huge part in football, because as much as we have hydration breaks, I don't even think they
need it.
them.
They don't need hydration
They're gonna win it.
But before we go on, I think we have some fans from Mombasa who are sharing their thoughts on the currently ongoing World Cup, because this is a world's game. I think, Emmanuel, do we have something like that regarding our fans? Let's just have a look at how the fans in Mombasa are reacting to the currently ongoing World Cup.
World Cup inanipeleka poa sana. Sai kwanza ninafurahi sana kwa sababu timu za Afrika zimejaribu. Kulingana na the other time wanga zinatolewa mapema sana, lakini round hii wamejaribu sana. Ivory Coast. Najua Ivory Coast watafanya vizuri.
Afrika sasa tumejaribu sana. Unaona kama Morocco wamequalify, Cape Verde, South Africa ndio kidogo walichechemea, lakini Afrika tumejaribu. Mpira wa Afrika sasa inaendelea vizuri. Congo wanapata na England, najua Congo watawin. Ivory Coast hiyo ni sure bet, kina Diallo nani mapulani wazuri sana. Mapula Manu wako pale. Hiyo kwa hivyo hiyo ni sure bet hiyo. Hiyo ni tick. Tumeenda round 16 pia tutaqualify wengi sana.
Timu za Afrika zilicheza vizuri, isipokuwa South Africa hawakucheza vizuri kwa sababu walikuwa na pressure ya kufukuza watu wengine kwa nchi yao. Kwa Mungu akawachapa wakatoka mapema. Lakini timu zilizobaki zilicheza vizuri. Sita predict kwa sababu siwa support wote. Mimi timu zangu za kutoka uzunguni ni Brazil na France. Na Germany ilitolewa jana. Ghana.
Afrika wamejaribu, timu za Afrika zimejaribu, especially Ivory Coast na Morocco na pia Congo wamejaribu sana. Mahali wamefikia wamejaribu sana. Game ya leo iko so tight, but leo Norway, mimi kwa maoni yangu naona watatoa Ivory Coast. Yeah. Prediction itakuwa like 2-1.
Kesho DR Congo na England.
Hiyo game itakuwa tight, but obvious England watatoa Congo.
Kusema kweli timu ya Afrika tumecheza vizuri sana kufikia sasa. Hata saa hii mimi natakia timu zote, any team kutoka Afrika ushindi bebe World Cup. Yeah. Aswa Ivory Coast. Yeah. Watachukua. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Quinto and Brian from Mombasa, for that. Of course, this is why we love the World Cup. It's all about the pride of representing your country at the highest level. This is all the beautiful game is about. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. In fact, before we go back, let's just look at some of the fixtures we have in the round of 32 from today on Wednesday, because the action continues today. Of course, you're going to see it on your screen right now. We have France locking horns with Sweden. You know, it promises to be quite an enticing encounter, don't you forget. And then you also have Mexico taking on Ecuador. And then after that, we have England, the much awaited England versus DR Congo. And then furthermore, we have Belgium clashing with Senegal. On Thursday, we have USA against Bosnia. And then Spain lock horns with Austria. And then come Friday, we have Portugal, Ronaldo against Modric. Portugal versus Croatia. And then we have Switzerland versus Algeria. Can Algeria showcase their class against Switzerland? And then we have Mohamed Salah hoping to make the round of 16 for the first time in Egyptian history when they take on Switzerland. And then we have on Saturday the final round of fixtures, I think the most eagerly awaited one, Argentina led by Lionel Messi against Cape Verde. Can Cape Verde make an upset against the greatest team ever currently, or rather the greatest player ever, or the best team, the current defending champions? And then finally, Colombia against Ghana. Good games coming up, especially for wawekezaji. Tutakuwa tunawapea tips zetu 2-3. But looking at those games, which one, according to all of you guys, which one do you feel like is your highlight game? Ni game gani inafanya usikie ni kama unapata matingilili?
England, Congo, Argentina na
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
Why are you waiting for England, Congo?
Definitely, nataka Congo a qualify.
Exactly.
That is one. That is one. I want Congo to qualify. Congo ame to surprise.
Give me a prediction. Give me a prediction before you
England, Congo.
Careful.
Careful. What on watch? No, ukikosea watu wangu wawekelee vibaya.
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
90
But penalty Congo anashinda. Bellingham juu.
Haya, umesema game yako ya kwanza. Game ya pili umesema Argentina Cape Verde. My director was telling me Cape Verde will beat Argentina. Nikamwambia I can bet every.
Sasa mimi na director wako
Wait, you also agree?
I agree. Cape Verde wanaenda kusurprise Messi.
Ngojeni.
Okay, even if we
let me get this straight. Yeah, I know we love the beautiful game for one reason. We love the World Cup for one reason. Underdogs always produce, but I'm looking at Argentina and I'm looking at Lionel Messi, 6 goals.
It's the same thing tuliangalia South Africa walipigwa the first game lakini wakafika round of 32. It is the same thing tuliangalia Cape Verde against Spain na wakafika round of 32. It is the same thing tuliangalia which other team? DRC Congo wamepigwa na wamedraw na Portugal na wakafika round of 32. It is the same thing we'll see Argentina wakipigwa na Cape.
I'm just getting in you. Wait. I'm getting
we have one of us joining us from Makueni. Back to you. Habari yako, karibu kwenye World Cup Extra. Ukwaje? Amin, habari yako Amin?
Niko fiti.
Habari ya huko Makueni, weather ikoaje?
Huko sasa hakuna jua, ni baridi yani.
Unajua kwetu ni hapo Kitui, sio na kuelewa. So leo kuna game kubwa, leo kuna Ivory Coast ikimenyana na Norway. Kwa msimamo wako, who do you think will win the game?
Mimi nimesimama na Afrika. Any team, Africa against any team. So niko.
Na sasa hapa hivi Joseph anasema ati Cape Verde itapiga Argentina. Bado pia wewe utasimama na Afrika against Lionel Messi.
Sasa hapo ni ngumu. Lakini tunaombea Cape Verde. We want a 0-0 ndo waende penalty.
Alafu unasema ikifika penalty kila mtu na Mungu wake, au sio?
Tunakaza vibaya sana.
Na wewe una support team gani wewe?
Brazil.
Nini watu wa Brazil? So, sasa nikuulize, juu hao wameniruka. Wewe kwa msimamo wako unaona kama Brazil inahitaji Neymar?
Hata nikwambie ukweli. Hata akiwa 40 years. Anafaa cheze Brazil.
Ushasema. Hebu sema tena waje kusikia. Na sasa nikuulize, ukiona game ya jana, were you convinced? Were you convinced with your performance? Ulifurahia?
Siwezi danganya, si sana. Hakukuwa na ile technicality on the ball.
Leo unasema leo na Ivory Coast. Unajua Ivory Coast ikishinda inapata na Brazil. Wewe unadhani kama Brazil inaweza na Ivory Coast? Unajua Ivory Coast iko na Diallo, iko na Diomande, iko na kina Kesi, iko na kina Fofana. Mtawezana?
Neymar ikosa kucheza tunapigwa.
Umesema Neymar ndio siri?
Neymar ndo kila kitu.
Asante sana. Asante sana Amin. Thank you for joining us right here at World Cup Extra. Nafurahia sana. Tutaongea tena tukipatana kule Makueni. Okay. Have you guys had it? Or do I need to repeat?
No.
Even if Neymar is 40 years old and I quote him, he's still the best player in Brazil. Anyway.
You
was telling us Cape Verde. Now, to you. Give me your highlight games of this round of 32.
First of all, Messi was gonna score a brace in that game. I may change after kusikia opinion yake. He's gonna score a hat-trick.
So now tell me your 2 highlight games.
I think Egypt, Australia, because I think Egypt still stand a chance. It's another African team that could go to the higher.
Your prediction?
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 Egypt. 90 minutes to maliza hiyo maneno. I'm also looking forward to Portugal versus Croatia. Because, yeah, if Portugal play the same way they played in the previous games, I think Croatia might stun them. Okay. Especially if they start. I am a Chelsea fan, but I feel like Conceição plays better than Pedro.
Sharon, I know I'm getting to you in a few, but first, let us take a very short break. We'll be back with much more. After the break, of course, we continue the analysis right here at World Cup Extra. Don't go too far.
Skia ni juicy flavor zote tamu tena fruity yummy na flow kama maji juu ni tamu kama sali ni juicy are you bored kuna vitu zinakuudhi usijali my bro hebu kama taka juicy juni.
Did you know you deserve to earn royalties every time your artistic work is played or communicated to the public? Join Pavrisk, the duly authorized CMO mandated to collect and distribute royalties. To register and update your works, visit our website on www.pavrisk.or.ke. For assistance, call us or WhatsApp on 0781 721 721 or 0732 721 721 or visit www.pavrisk.or.ke. Pavrisk, revitalizing royalty management.
From 11th June to 19th July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Get DStv access for as little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
Celebrate with Kenya's favorite drink, now available at your nearest shop. Get yours today. Game on. Experience game, not steam.
Welcome back to World Cup Extra. My name is Alan Zuki. Now remember, when the show started, I started with the question of the day, whereby I asked you, what is your prediction when Ivory Coast lock horns with Norway tonight? Now, we are going to break down that game right here before we go to anything else, because I think I have hyped it as much as anyone else. Now, starting with you, Sharon, just before you give me your highlight fixtures for the round of 32, Ivory Coast, Norway tonight. Haaland leading the line. Remember, he was benched against Brazil, didn't play a single minute, so as to Martin Odegaard. Now, looking at today's game, African football powerhouses, Ivory Coast, and every African is rallying behind them. Do you think they have the quality? Do you think they have the class? Do you think they have the heart to go head-to-head with Erling Haaland?
Ivory. Oh, yeah, I'm repping the Vikings.
You've seen the jersey, so go on.
As much as I am repping Haaland today, I'll also be very...
Odegaard.
Surely.
Please,
Arsenal fans, breathe.
What are the cards?
No Premier League mentions.
Anyway, yes. Ivory Coast have been impressive.
Exactly.
This tournament, they have been impressive. Norway too have actually been impressive. I didn't think they would even get to round of 32. I'm not going to lie. Exactly. Yes, they have Haaland, but apart from Haaland and Odegaard, please tell me who else. I know we have likes of Oscar Bob and whatnot, but Soloth, correct, Strand Larsen, great. But highest profiles are at least those two. Additionally, when we look at Ivory Coast and the games they played in the group stages, they were pretty good. Unfortunately, they were not able to win it against Germany, but they had literally contained Germany the whole game until Undav came in.
Exactly. Scored right at the end.
Exactly. Right? When I look at this Ivory Coast team, they attack wide. They really, their wide players are so good. We look at Diomande, we look at Diallo, we look at Kessie. You're looking at how they're going, like they go forward. It's impressive. Also, the keeper is pretty good. Not so bad. When I'm looking at also how they show up tactically, their midfielders are very, very, very closely knitted.
Exactly, and they've played with each other for a long time.
Exactly.
and they
and when they fall back so well, and when they press high, they press high. Because when I look at the Germany game, Diomande gave Kimmich a hard time. Oh my goodness, Kimmich was panting. Shifting gears to Norway. The coach to Norway benched 10 players against France. Okay, he switched a whole side.
And by the way, before you go on, that Norway team played really good football. Don't let the scoreline fool you.
Against France?
Yes,
I'm sorry. No, no.
They create. I'll tell you for a fact. I'll tell you for a fact. The scoreline might not agree with me, might not agree with many people. But let me tell you, if they convert that penalty, it's 4-2. If Larsen scores the open, like, is alone with the, it's 4-3. Let me tell you, they played a good game, considering 10 of their best players were on the bench.
So let me ask you.
Yes, please assist. Thank you. No,
So nikuulizeje? Kuplay poa ni kufanya nini?
Kweli.
Kufunga mabao na kushinda game.
Let me tell you, football is not just about scoring goals. Football, of course, is all about winning, yes, but you can play a beautiful game and be battered. Do you know that?
You agree?
Exactly. No, let me tell you. Let me remind you of something. Do you remember the old Swansea days? The likes of Dyer and do you remember this striker called Michu? Swansea would play the worst football ever. In fact, they will not touch the ball. But just Michu, one ball to the box and Michu is
header. It's a goal.
That's it. That's okay. You know what?
All about
anyway.
We started
it's fine. I was still there. But I like what he said. Yes, I am a football fanatic who really enjoys a good game.
Exactly.
At times my team might not score, but I'll be like, damn, you guys have actually
you have to win.
Entertainment. Jubal in entertainment.
Exactly.
Right?
You don't have to win.
No, win.
But what cuts you different from other teams is when you win.
Exactly.
All right. When I look at the Norway team, because I watched that game, man, you looked at France and you looked at how Dembele scored that hattie, and you're thinking, oh my goodness,
the levels.
Where is he from? Then we go back to Norway. While you're saying they played good football, which I personally did not see, they had moments. I'd call it moments. I will not call it entirely 90 minutes of great football.
So you call it moments of
no, not individual brilliance. Moments of you find that they're stringing passes so well, exactly. As in tiki-taka iko fine. You're stringing a pass imeenda poa.
That's what I'm saying. Considering 10 of the starting 11 were on.
Then let's say moments. That's why I am very particular with my wording. I'm realizing you guys, hata tukianza tunasema player of the season, of the tournament. No, breakout player. So you're very particular. So they had moments, and mistakes costed them.
Exactly.
That is how the goals got in.
Exactly.
While you've spoken about the penalty which was supposed to be converted to a goal, it wasn't.
Exactly.
All right. When I look at Strand Larsen, I am sorry, but he is not anywhere where Haaland is.
Exactly.
Neither Soloth.
Exactly.
He had chances. He did not do nothing. So you can clearly see the reason as to why Haaland has to start Norway games. Otherwise, they're not going anywhere.
So I'm asking you, the stage is set. Cote d'Ivoire laying in wait.
Yeah.
Norway will come in with the beasts, the Vikings, you know. Who do you think takes that game?
If Norway is able to ensure they minimize their mistakes, then Norway, I'd tilt my favor to them. If Cote d'Ivoire is able to capitalize on Norway's mistakes again, Cote d'Ivoire has a better chance moving forward and actually getting something. But coming out today, I'm thinking I'm going Norway.
Hernandez, I told you guys, beware. Beware. You saw the jersey. I had warned you.
Vikings!
Now,
You want to roll them?
now to you. To you, of course,
Yeah.
Hernandez, she has expressed herself in a very emotional way. I actually think she's from Norway. Now, to you, do you think Ivory Coast can produce the same style of play they produced against Germany? Or are you better? Which side are you supporting? Are you Ivory Coast or are you with Ragnar Lothbrok?
I really want Ivory Coast to go through because I'm actually mad at Norway. I don't know if they underestimated themselves not beating France, or they actually wanted to finish in that position.
Number two, correct.
But I'm looking at this game from the aspect of, I saw Ivory Coast playing vertical progressions from the wing, but Norway are playing compact football because they're looking for Haaland.
And I remember the coach is very audacious. He's going with the two big men up front.
Thank
Soloth
you.
and Haaland.
Yeah.
And we do know that as much as Haaland is quite fast, I don't quite agree with that approach because Soloth is too slow on the ball and does not know how to play off the second ball.
Yeah, and Haaland is not the one to go fetch the ball, dribble past a defender and also score. So,
Give me the tactical matchup. Who do you think can edge out the other on paper and on ground?
okay, this is as much as the Vikings. I think the physicality of this game is going to determine the winner, and I think Diallo will play a very key, a crucial part in this game. As much as he is a good player, I need him to release the ball quick. Because these people they are really tall. Have you seen the height? And the strands are there. So if you delay with the ball 1 minute, either one, you're going to be tackled. The second one, you're going to lose the ball. And they're covering the gaps. So I need Diallo to release the ball as quickly as possible. So I think Diallo will be the determiner in this game. If Diallo plays, if he brings his A game, Ivory Coast stand a chance. A slight win, 1-0, or we actually go to extra time and beat them when it comes to gas. I don't know. So I'm going for a slight win. Ivory Coast go through.
Joseph, you're the tiebreaker.
Diomande and Diallo. Diomande and Diallo.
Kwisha. No more action. I don't get anything.
Ni hao wawili.
Exactly.
Wanacheza 4. The tactical vile wamepanga sahi ni 4-2-3-1. Pepe mbele. Hao wengine wanacheza 4-3-3. Diomande and Diallo, they are very fast. Wako fast. Na umepea Pepe hapo peke yake. I'm going for Ivory Coast 2-0.
But then, even if they come in handy, I need the striker. What's his name again? The one who missed Adingra.
Adingra.
Do
not expect him to play.
I don't think he will start, though.
It doesn't matter. Whatever I mean, if he comes in or if he starts, I need him to salvage himself. I need him.
Chances of him starting are like...
They're very, I know, after...
He'll score the second goal.
Maybe when the game becomes too hard, that is where now I think you bring such people to just...
Well, there you have it from our panelists. They have given their thoughts on tonight's game. Remember, the question of the day was, what is your prediction ahead of tonight's encounter? Will the Norwegians, Vikings, rejoice in Valhalla, or will Ivory Coast bring glory to Africa? Now, moving on, tonight, or rather tomorrow morning, because the game starts, actually it's tonight at 11 p.m. We're going to have France ready for Sweden showdown. Oh boy. I think the fanatics are waiting for this because I think if there's a team with the best supporters currently, a high number of supporters is France, you know, because of the great players they have. Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, Ryan Cherki, Doué, all these players, Tchouameni, players who have shown their level in the highest global stage. Now the question is, Sweden have the firepower. They have Alexander Isak, they have Gyökeres, they have Elanga. They have the talent to show that they can cause an upset. Now the big question is, can they cause an upset?
Oof. Well, real talk. I do not see any upset coming. I do not see any upset happening.
Thank you.
Why? This is a team that conceded 5 goals against Netherlands. That already shows you how bad defensively they are. So the question is actually, by how many goals will they get beaten?
Great.
Yeah.
No, Sharon.
No.
Hear me out, yeah? In tournament football, you can actually, let me remind you, Argentina lost the first game to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, 2-0.
This one, yes, they were beaten 5-1, but when you look on paper and you look at the talent of these players, you look at Sweden, they have the tools, they have the firepower to give France a run for their money.
I agree, but the firepower is coming from who? Particular players, not the whole squad.
Exactly.
Defensively, they are bad. When we look at the France squad, look at the profile they have. You have so many attacking players who will give you goals. Do you realize it's not only Mbappe who's scoring goals from France? I want you to realize that. I'll tell you, Sweden might score. I'll give you that. Because of Isak and Gyökeres. But winning is where they will draw the line.
Let me remind you, just before I go to Hernandez, in 2010, this is a team I want to mention the players. The Brazilian Samba Boys, Ronaldinho, Robinho, Juninho.
Yeah.
Listen to those players. Ricky Kaká, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, the best of the best. Still, they did not make the final. Yes, France have the squad on paper, but does it necessarily give them an automatic ticket?
The thing is, and I want you to understand, what I'm trying to put across is Sweden have defensive issues.
Liabilities.
That is the problem, okay? Exactly. And that is the vulnerability they currently go into this game having. So the thing is, Deschamps knows that we can also not go there thinking, oh, we got the upper hand already. And even when you saw them against Norway, he fielded his best team.
Can I pose a question? What is Sweden's strongest right now? What is their strongest stronghold right now?
I think they could crack on counters, and Gyökeres and Isak will get something. That's why I said they could score.
All right. Do you think the French defense is as good?
It's not as good again. It's not as good. But the thing is, even if Sweden score 2 goals, France could give you 5.
So a high scoring game.
Are you saying the French defense is not good?
The defense.
Upamecano.
No, yeah. Saliba. If you look at the whole team.
If I'm hoping Saliba starts today because he didn't start against Norway. You know, he had a back injury, so I'm hoping he starts. If he does start, and then I'm thinking Tchouameni will come in the middle, and then I think someone else is still coming in, then that's what I'm saying. France, they have an upper hand there. But Sweden could try. At the end of the day, you know, it's all about believing. I'm sure they're going there thinking, you know what, we could beat France. What are the odds? What are the odds?
People, fans, this is exactly why you need a girlfriend who loves football. See how it's getting hot in here. Just cannot even talk. He's just he's trying to talk and I'm Anyway, Hernandez, now to you. Give me I'd asked you the breakdown. You dilly-dallied and she overpowered you. Now, tell me your prediction. I don't even want to talk much. Just give me your prediction. Say it. 2-1, 3-1, extra time. Boom, say it before I go to Joseph.
I'm going 3-1 France.
France.
Yeah.
Jose, you're rocking the jersey.
I know.
I'll fit you.
He was burning.
You're Team France.
He was burning.
I know you've been waiting. You're shaking. Nimefika sasa. Tell me. In fact, I won't even ask you a question. What are you expecting from your team?
Definitely a win.
Yeah. By how?
5-1. 5-1.
Hey, Mojiji.
Who is going to be the MVP of the game?
Mbappe.
Mbappe hat-trick.
Yep. Olise, moja, Dembele, moja.
Let me tell you, guys, do not be fooled. Mbappe will not score an hat-trick today. In fact, he might not score. Trust me. Okay. Now, 5-1, 3-1. Prediction?
4-1.
Ukisahau nilishinda Switzerland na Canada.
Okay.
He's still there.
Guys, hapa.
Wasema ngapi?
What is yours?
4-1.
Wasema ngapi?
Mimi 4-1.
No, what is your
five
prediction?
one.
What's yours?
We have a caller from Bomet. Habari yako, karibu sana Frank kwenye World Cup Extra. Hali gani?
Njema kaka.
Uko aje?
Mimi niko poa.
Pole nimekuita Frank. Brian, unajua nachanganyikiwa kidogo au umenyeka steam. Brian, leo kuna game kubwa Cote d'Ivoire inacheza na Norway. Unashabikia timu gani?
Mimi kama fan wa Man City bana, so Erling Haaland will edge the game ba.
Umesema kuna Waafrika hapa, wewe na tuna Haaland.
Yeah, I'm going with Erling Haaland.
Alafu bado sahi kuna game tumeongelelea France na Sweden. Wewe kwa msimamo wako ni timu gani hapo unaweza piga? Okay, watu wasema France itashinda. Wewe unaonaje?
Sweden kidogo wako na tashwishi hivyo. So mimi naona France wanaweza enda naye.
Na wewe unashabikia timu gani?
World Cup mimi nashabikia Argentina.
Ushasema. Argentina inacheza na Cape Verde. Unaona kama Cape Verde kuna uwezo wa kusimamisha Messi?
Hapana.
Umesema hiyo noma?
Haiwezi.
Alafu game ya mwisho leo Mexico ina host Ecuador. Mexico wako home. Do you think Mexico have what it takes to qualify for the round of 16? Juu Mexico bado haijapigwa game, but kumbuka pia Ecuador iko na kina Caicedo nini. What do you think?
Hapo kwa Caicedo naona Mexico wanaweza. Yeah. Hapo kwa Caicedo. Ni mbaya.
Haya, alafu sasa tukimalizia. So far in this tournament, who has been your best player kwa hii tournament?
My best player
Mbappe. So, ya mwisho. Leo na Mbappe atafunga mabao ngapi against Sweden?
Maybe bao 2. Yeah, I can go with 2 goals.
Asante sana. Unasikia, they have agreed with you. Mbappe 2 goals, maybe 3 goals. Anyway, you guys, okay. You asked for my prediction. I actually think today is going to be a close game more than you think.
Oh.
Let me tell you, I've watched football for a long time. Maybe I'm wrong. But what I know, in this situation whereby we're expecting an automatic qualification or what I call a thorough thrashing from the powerhouses, things take a sudden twist. So don't be surprised today if... I'm not saying France will lose. I'm just saying something might happen. It might be a close game, might go to extra time, might end 1-0, 2-1, but it's going to be a close game. End to end, high octane, of course, but still.
But France, while I get...
high octane again.
But it's fine. Anyway, get your point. I feel like you want to be different, which is fine.
Let's finish, yeah? The last game. I'll start with you before nikasiki. Ndakubaya chipo after hapa. Mexico host Ecuador.
Yeah.
Mexico unbeaten. 3 games. You have showcased their class. Very good team football. The supporters are rallying behind them. And then now you have Ecuador, who coming into the World Cup, Ecuador had not lost 13 straight games.
Correct.
And then they come to the World Cup, the run of form disappears, but now they come back with an emphatic win over Germany, 2-1.
Correct.
Good football, beautiful football. And then now, yesterday, the other week, we saw Enner Valencia pass the captain armband to Caicedo, like it's their tradition in the World Cup. Now Caicedo has taken over Ecuador. Do you think Ecuador can give Mexico a run for their money? Or what type of clash are you expecting? End-to-end, close, dead? Or are we expecting a game of few chances? And kindly, let's hurry up because time is not enough.
Okay, so tight game. I am not expecting so many goals there. While I had Jose say, Mexico, I will not outright say Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, I will not say Mexico outright. Here's the thing. Mexico has not lost any game in the group stage, right? Ecuador started out very underwhelmingly, but wamemaliza with an emphatic win venye umesema Germany. Round of 32. Ecuador has better quality players than Mexico.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yes. Today, Mexico are playing in the Azteca Stadium.
Exactly.
So that is already giving them so much
all the history. The only stadium to host 2 opening ceremonies in the World Cup.
So that will give them an edge. Apart from that, Mexico have something. For me, I feel like they're able to speed up play and also slow down play.
They know how to play with the fans, by the way.
Yes, they're able to do that. So what happens is, if they are not able to find the good balance, when they slow down play, Ecuador come. Ecuador again have fluid possession. They're very aggressive. When they're going up front, they're so good. So it'll be I think for me it'll be a game where you take your chances. When you get it, finish. If you don't, then I think it will go either way.
Hernandez, before you weigh in, I am seeing Charles Juma from Budalangi. He's saying, I think the game will be a very tough draw of 2-2.
Yes.
Then Ivory Coast will eliminate Norway through penalties. Ningumu. Anyway, Hernandez, quickly, just give me your prediction.
Mexico, Ecuador, the 13th, the 12th man coming again.
Yeah.
I think the fans are going to rally behind Mexico. But besides that, they are not here by chance. They actually walked their way here. And I think it's going to be a very close game. And I don't want to speculate, but it will be a very late winner. It will be a very late winner. And probably a 1-0 or a 2-1. But I'm going to go in the way of Mexico. Yeah.
Joseph, give me your parting shot, just very quickly.
I think I also agree with them. It's a very tight game. South American football, a very tight scoring game. It will be maybe a 2-1, a 1-0, kitu kama hiyo. However, Mexico ndio watashinda. Wako Azteca.
I forgot to say
it's Mexico winning.
It's going to be 60% football, 40%
physicality.
Buti
Thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you liked it as much as I did. This is the beauty of the World Cup. This is why we like the beautiful game. And I know you have your own predictions. All you have to do is share it with us even after the show, and maybe you stand a chance to walk away with a new Azam decoder and keep on enjoying the World Cup show. However, from us right here in studio, we want to wish you a very good evening, and until we meet again, my name is Alan Zuki. Have yourself a very good night.